All right, let's do this. Another deep dive, and this time, well, we're headed to the San Siro.
Ooh, San Siro.
You know it. To break down AC Milan's Coppa Italia quarterfinal.
Yeah.
I mean, it was against Roma.
Right.
And, well, let's just say it was a wild one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So anyone listening, if you were lucky enough to catch this match, get ready to relive it. And if not, we'll buckle up because you're in for a treat.
I think a lot of people are watching this one, not just for the Coppa Italia, you know? I mean, we all wanted to see Gimenez and Felix. How they do, yeah.
The new signings in action.
There's time out there.
But before we get to all that,
Yeah.
we got to talk about how Roma, I mean,
Oh, man.
they almost pulled off the impossible. 2 goals in the first half of the San Siro. The Milan fans must have been thinking they took a wrong turn somewhere.
It was classic Roma, you know, that counterattacking football.
It was beautiful to watch.
Oh, it was.
Even as a Milan fan, got to give him credit.
Oh.
But yeah, Tammy Abraham, man of the match, deservedly so.
2 goals. The first, that header, any striker would be proud of that one.
Next book.
But the second, oh, man.
I know, right?
The counterattack, the speed, Milan just completely
Caught out.
And he just slots it past Mannion like it was nothing.
I was watching that thinking, is this really happening? Milan's defense was like stuck in mud.
Yeah, 2-0 down at the San Siro. Nobody saw that coming.
Not the start anyone expected, that's for sure.
But you got to hand it to Roma. They didn't just park the bus, you know. They picked their moments.
Yeah.
And when they went forward, they were clinical.
So then the big question, how on earth did Milan dig themselves out of that hole?
Well, you know, Dovbik's goal early in the second half, that was huge.
Yeah.
Not just bringing the score closer,
Right.
but just the way he scored it. That powerful run, bit of luck with the deflection, but he was there.
He wanted it.
He wanted it, and you could feel that goal, like it just breathed life back into Milan.
You could almost hear the entire San Siro sigh of relief.
Oh, yeah. It was like, okay, we're still in this.
Yeah.
Gave them something to build on. And
Oh,
that's when, you know,
magic happened.
the new guys, Gimenez and Felix.
They did not disappoint.
I mean, talk about an entrance.
Changed the whole game.
Gimenez, you know, that creative spark, those passes nobody else sees. And Felix, that X factor, you know?
You can't teach that.
Yeah, that raw talent. Turns half chances into goals.
And that third goal, I mean, come on.
Magic.
Gimenez, that through ball, splits the defense wide open, and Felix just dinks it over the keeper.
I still can't believe he pulled that off.
The look on Mourinho's face, priceless.
It was the perfect example, you know, of what they bring. That vision, precision.
And just that killer instinct in front of goal.
But honestly, even more than that, their work rate. They didn't just rely on talent, you know?
He hustled.
They pressed high, tracked back. You could see they wanted that ball.
So I got to ask, was this all part of the coach's plan? I mean, did he see this coming?
It does make you wonder, right, how those two fit into Milan's tactics.
Yeah. Gimenez, you know, with his playmaking, it allows Milan to be more fluid in attack.
Yeah.
He's not just your typical number 10. He drifts wide, drops deep, causes chaos.
It's like he's pulling all the strings, making Roman dance.
Exactly. And then you have Felix, who thrives in that kind of environment. Those bursts of pace, those runs in behind.
Deadly combo.
With Gimenez feeding him those passes.
Yeah.
It's a partnership. I mean, wow, the potential there.
Definitely something to keep an eye on.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we've talked about the drama of the goals, the new signings, but, you know, we got to talk about those player ratings.
Ah, the post-match dissection.
Right. Tammy Abraham was man of the match, and he deserved it. 2 goals, terrorized Milan's defense. He was everywhere.
But even with a performance like that,
Yeah.
you see those differences between publications.
Makes you think.
Showed you how subjective it all is.
Right.
Like take Maignan, for example. He conceded 2 goals, yeah, but
But he made some huge saves.
kept Milan in the game.
Right. La Gazzetta gave him a 6. Tuttosport went as low as 5.5.
That's a big difference. So, I mean, who's right?
It's not about right or wrong. It's about their criteria, you know. La Gazzetta maybe focused more on the saves, while Tuttosport maybe penalized him for his positioning on those goals.
Interesting.
It makes you think, right, what do you value most in a goalkeeper? How would you rate him?
That's a good point. It's like we all become armchair analysts with our own scorecards.
Exactly.
But okay, back to Tammy Abraham.
He was incredible, you know.
He was.
To talk about him a bit more, he was just in control. You know, every touch, every run, like he had a purpose. He really bullied Milan's defense at times.
Yeah.
But it makes you think, though, did his performance Like, did it kind of cover up some of Roma's weaknesses?
Ooh, that's a good point.
Was he carrying the team a bit too much?
That's an interesting thought.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was definitely their main threat going forward.
Yeah.
But you can't blame him for stepping up.
Right.
But, okay, let's go back to Milan's new guys. Yeah, Gimenez and Felix. Besides that amazing goal,
Yeah.
what else stood out to you?
It's their versatility, you know?
Sure.
Gimenez isn't just a playmaker. He's comfortable anywhere. Those tight spaces, drawing in defenders, then boom, that killer pass.
He's like a key unlocking defenses.
Exactly. And then you have Felix, who can play striker, winger, even drop back.
Right.
He's dangerous wherever he is.
So it's not just about what they do individually, it's how they work together, A&D, with the rest of the team.
That's it. And that's what makes it so exciting for Milan fans. It's not just two talented players.
Yeah.
It could change their whole attack, you know? More fluid, more creative, more unpredictable.
I'm starting to see why people were so hyped about these two.
It's like a new energy in the squad.
Yeah, like anything is possible.
Exactly.
But it makes you wonder, though, how do Gimenez and Felix impact the other players?
Right.
Will it push everyone to be better? Or could it create, I don't know, some tension, competition?
It's a tough one, right?
Yeah.
You want healthy competition.
Yeah.
It brings out the best in everyone,
Right.
but you also got to manage egos. Make sure everyone feels valued.
That's the coach's job then.
Big time.
And it's not just the attackers, right?
Right.
I mean, this could affect the whole squad.
Exactly. Think about the midfielders. Suddenly they have more options going forward.
Yeah.
They can take those risks, knowing Gimenez and Felix will find the space.
Right.
It could even affect the defenders, who can push higher, knowing they have that attack backing them up.
So it's like a domino effect.
Right.
One change leads to another, and the whole team levels up.
That's the hope.
Fingers crossed.
But remember, football's a team sport. Individual talent only gets you so far.
Right.
It's about fitting those pieces together. How they move, how they work as one.
Good coach. He's like a puzzle master then.
You got it.
Speaking of puzzles, let's get back to those player ratings.
Okay.
Reinders in particular. There were some mixed reviews.
Yeah.
Some good, some not so much. What'd you think?
I think he's got potential, but he's still finding his place, you know?
Mhm.
He's dynamic, he can break up play, drive forward,
Mhm.
but sometimes a little inconsistent, gives the ball away too easily.
So maybe those mixed reviews are just because he's still adapting.
I think so. New league, new system, new teammates.
Takes
Too early to judge him, really.
But definitely someone to keep an eye on.
Oh, yeah. Could be crucial for Milan down the line.
So we've got the new signings, some players with room to grow, and a coach who seems to know what he's doing.
Yeah.
But let's zoom out a bit.
Okay.
Big picture.
Yeah.
What does this Coppa Italia win mean for Milan this season? What are their goals now?
It's got to be a huge confidence boost, you know?
Yeah.
They can compete with the best, even when they're not at their best.
Right.
And they got that taste of silverware now. Makes you hungry for more.
And the momentum. Right. Winning is
Mhm.
contagious.
Absolutely.
This could be the start of something special, maybe a strong run in Serie A,
Yeah.
maybe even, who knows, a deep run in Europe.
It's possible, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right.
Serie A is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
They got to find consistency.
Week in, week out.
Can't get complacent after one win.
Okay, point taken. But let's dream for a second.
Okay.
Imagine Milan back in the Champions League facing those giants.
Ooh.
How do you think they do with this squad?
Now, that's a question for another deep dive.
I like it.
But I'll say this. They could cause some upsets.
Yeah.
Gimenez and Felix, that extra dimension in attack.
Right.
They could be a problem for anyone.
I'd love to see that. The San Siro Champions League night, the world watching.
That atmosphere.
But okay, back to reality.
Right?
What are the challenges right now? What do they need to overcome to turn potential into trophies?
Well, first things first. You're going to talk about squad depth, right?
That's always a concern.
Milan's starting 11, it's strong,
Oh, yeah.
but over a long season,
Right.
injuries, suspension. Exactly. Can they maintain that same level if key players are out? That's where the coach really earns his paycheck.
Yeah, finding those right pieces, making it all work.
It's a puzzle,
It is.
but this Coppa Italia win, it might be just what they needed, you know?
Yeah, that
A
momentum.
little boost.
So let's talk about the competition.
Okay.
How does Milan stack up against the other big teams in Serie A?
Well, you got the usual suspects, right?
Yeah.
Inter, Juve, Napoli. They're all up there.
All strong in their own way.
Inter with that defense,
So,
solid.
they-
They've got the experience, the tactics.
And Napoli.
Oh, Napoli. They're just fun to watch.
That attack.
It's hard to stop.
So Milan's got their work cut out for them.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a battle.
So tactically speaking, how do they match up? Will this new attacking style be enough?
It's interesting, right? Milan, under this coach, they've liked to possess the ball, build up slowly.
Right.
But with the Gimenez and Felix,
Right.
they can be more direct, hit teams on the break.
More options.
Exactly. Adapt to the opponent.
Be unpredictable.
Yeah, keep them guessing.
But, beyond tactics, what really separates the winners from the rest? It's mentality, right?
Yeah.
That belief.
Yeah, that they can overcome anything.
Do you see that in this Milan team?
I think they're getting there.
Yeah.
That Coppa Italia win, it was a big step.
Showed their resilience.
The character,
Never giving up.
but can they keep that up all season? That's the challenge.
It's easy to get fired up after a big win, but what about when things go wrong?
Right. How do you handle the pressure, the setbacks?
That's when you see what a team is really made of.
And that's where leadership matters.
Yeah.
Do they have the players who can rally everyone when things are tough?
Keep the team together.
Stay united, even when the pressure's on.
It's like weathering a storm. You need that captain to guide the ship.
Exactly.
But hey, maybe we're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
Let's hear from you, the listener.
Yeah.
What are you most excited to see from Milan?
Yeah, what are you looking forward to?
Gimenez and Felix, how they develop.
What about Reinders? Will he become that midfield maestro?
Or maybe Olivier Giroud, proving age is just a number.
So many possibilities.
That's what makes it so fun, right?
Yeah.
We can analyze the tactics, break down the performances.
But in the end, it's the beautiful game.
It's unpredictable.
You never know what's going to happen.
And that's why we love it.
Exactly. So what's next for Milan? Will they